It's no secret that Mario Kart is one of the most successful racing franchises in gaming history, and Mario Kart World seems to continue that trend with the new hardware of the Switch 2. Let's get into it. First and foremost, seeing that we are on new hardware, let's talk about presentation with regards to Mario Kart World. The game is beautiful. It looks beautiful, it ran beautiful. Obviously, being Mario Kart, the game is not going to blow you away technologically, but in terms of artistic, colors, designs, it is absolutely a beautiful looking game and it runs flawlessly as you would expect from a Mario Kart game. The big addition with the game technologically comes in the form of the fact that the world itself is one big connected open world, and of course, you now have 24 racers, double that from the previous 12. When it comes to the game's audio, as you would expect, the audio is pretty good with engine sounds and effects from the weapons, but the real shining star here comes in the form of the soundtrack, as the soundtrack in Mario Kart World is absolutely fantastic and it really fits the theme of every level that you're in. But what about the gameplay? We all know that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe essentially is the perfect Mario Kart. The way the gameplay loop of that game, it is perfect. So where do you go from here? How do you advance what is already perfect? Because as the old saying goes, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Well, that's exactly the approach that they took here with Mario Kart World. Instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, try to fix something that's not broken, what Nintendo has done here is they basically took the gameplay of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and put it into a large, cohesive, open world. That's basically it. The only new additions in terms of core gameplay is being able to wall ride and grind on rails as you go along, performing trick shots as well as giving your kart boosts of speed while doing so. But aside from this, the core aspect of the game is Mario Kart through and through, and because the gameplay was already perfect before, it's essentially perfect now, just bigger and better and more of it. I spoke about the large interconnected world. Well, the map for Mario Kart World is very, very large. It is a large map that takes a whole while if you wanted to travel from all the way around through the perimeter. It would take you a while. So it is a large map, and this large map really benefits the game mode Knockout. Now, Knockout is a new game mode to Mario Kart World, and essentially what it is it's an endurance race where you travel through 5 courses, and every new course, they trim the amount of racers. You start with 24, and then you lose 4 each time to eventually become the sole survivor. It is an endurance race, and it really fits the open world of the theme of it. Because the entire map is connected, the knockout game mode plays really well into this, and it fits it quite well. But sticking with the large interconnected map, it does have a downside in my opinion. And in that downside comes specific to the traditional Grand Prix mode. The Grand Prix mode where you race across 4 courses, you're supposed to, accumulate the points. Whoever has the most points at the end of the 4 races wins that Grand Prix. The problem with the large connected world is that it doesn't fit this game mode in my opinion. I much would prefer the traditional Grand Prix where you just go from course to course to course. In Mario Kart World, the way they do it, instead of having one course where you run 3 laps, do the next course, run 3 laps, it's basically you start a course, you race it, and then you would then drive to the next course. And that commute to the next course is part of the quote-unquote first lap of the race. So what this means is that it doesn't fit well because those particular sections are mainly long highway-esque straightaways with not much to do. And on top of this, because it is Grand Prix, you still have the break in between races where it shows where everybody is seated and how many points everybody has. So this break kind of also breaks the immersion of the interconnected world anyways, that in my opinion it would have been better if they had just done this traditional Grand Prix with each one just done the 4 races and leave the interconnected world section to the knockout tour mode where it fits much better. That is, of course, my opinion. The only real issue that I've had from an otherwise perfect experience in Mario Kart World is the weapon balance, specifically when it comes to being in first place. The issue with being in first place is the fact that you get penalized hard as you only have a very small subset of weapons to use. Now, while this was always the case with previous entries in the franchise didn't have 24 racers. So essentially what I'm saying is, because you've doubled the racer count but didn't necessarily expand on the weapon availability for whoever's in first, you really get spammed a lot, and you basically, it's very common where you will be in first and then end up last or losing a race simply because you just got spammed with a blue shell, a lightning bolt, a red shell, and you only have traditionally coins and a banana. That's pretty much what you get. Periodically, you'll get a speaker or a green shell, but for the most part, you're just getting a coin and a banana. So your defenses are very limited. Meanwhile, you have 23 other racers trying to take you down. So the weapon balance is an issue. Aside from this, Mario Kart World is a fantastic Mario Kart game. There are the other traditional modes, as you would expect, such as creating your own race, as well as battle mode, where you have to battle the other karts, and whoever is the sole survivor wins by destroying the balloons and accumulating quote-unquote more kills. The only other new addition to Mario Kart World is the free roam area. The free roam is basically you just go on in and explore the world at your leisure. Now, while I do think the open world is beautiful and there's a lot going on to it, the reality of it is there's not much to do. You basically have a couple of little P missions and collect coins and obstacle courses that you can run through, but nothing very, very much outside of that. So while it is a good chill experience, if you just want to chill, be on game chat, or, just casually mope around in the world, there's not much really to do in the open world other than your traditional game modes. So while the open world is beautiful, it is kind of empty. Overall, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe set a standard for Mario Kart games, and Mario Kart World just took that formula, that perfection, and basically made more to it. They deliver very well on this front. As a launch title, Mario Kart World is an absolute must-have for any Switch owner, especially since you can save money by buying the bundle as opposed to buying the console and game separately. Overall, I loved my time with Mario Kart World. I highly recommend it, and it is a must-play for any Switch 2 owner. I'm giving Mario Kart World a 9 out of 10. This is Veteran Gamer, and I hope to see you guys next time.